Today, we're going to get you some clarity on that main question that's been on your mind using the Dreams of Gaia deck, as well as the energy of the clear quartz. And I feel like this is you starting to kind of question your own reality with the 11 of air showing up here as I split the deck. Likely you are in a period of strong and powerful manifestation as well, because we're being invited to develop a healthy understanding of the relationship between the mind and body and how each can have a power over the other. Because ultimately, our eyes can only see what our mind is willing to conceive. You may have been asking yourself recently how your thoughts are creating your reality, or how what you physically experience impacts your mindset. And I feel like all of this pertains to the adventure or the journey of a divine feminine energy, because we do have an idea of what we want here, what we want our life to look like, but it is one that's going to require some sacrifice from us. And it's important that we actually are willing to make these sacrifices from a place of unconditional love. The mother is the nurturer, protector, and creator. So I feel like this is quite the spiritual journey that you'll be going on. In today's reading, your energy is showing up as the 12 of Earth reversed. The 12 of Earth can indicate a sense of loyalty and service. But in the reverse, we're starting to question whether our loyalty is blinding ourselves to our truest nature and intentions. Is there a tension between our relationship with ourselves and our relationship with others? Are we blindly following another's lead and embracing what could be seen as a pack mentality? You are meant to question everything at this time, because our major challenge right now is coming from perception. Our perceptions deal with how we organize, identify, and interpret sensory information in our lives. In the challenge position here, we have a need to look at how we are analyzing and interpreting our experiences and how these interpretations then influence our choices and our ability to see and weigh our options and opportunities. When we're willing to change our perception on a situation, everything about it changes. Reality is fact-based, and our perception is our interpretation or understanding of those facts at a sensory or intellectual level. We can perceive things differently, but it does not make reality any less factual. Facts stay the same and are not altered or changed by our perception or our opinion. And it is not a fact if it can alter or change over time. And it's important to remember that reality is so much more than what we can perceive with our limited senses. In the recent past, I think what put us on this path of questioning was a desire that caught us by surprise. We discovered a lust or a craving for something that sort of surprised us. And honestly, we've likely been questioning if we're willing to do what needs to be done to achieve this desire. Now, many religious texts state that desire is something that corrupts humanity and blinds us to our true purpose. However, desire is mostly a state of mind that compels you to act and do whatever you feel is necessary in order to fulfill that desire, because you know that you'll feel pleasure or be rewarded when you do fulfill the desire. I think you may have noticed how this desire has informed your decisions in the past and motivated you, bringing you to where you are now. Whether you pursued those desires full force, or if you allowed those desires to fall by the wayside. You may have been recently wondering to yourself if there was something you were still longing for, but you were afraid to try. Maybe there was something you were telling yourself time and again that you can't have. But I think you may have had to question for yourself if those reasons were actually valid, or if they were just excuses. Are you mainly just using the past as a reason for not going after what you want now? Now, discernment would indicate that if you've had a desire for quite some time that has not waned, it may be time now for you to actually take action in that direction. You're just starting to listen to your intuition, that funny feeling, inkling, or sneaking suspicion to take your next steps. You may be thinking to yourself that this seems crazy, but there's something inside of you pushing you forward in this direction. You'd be amazed at what your intuition knows that your logical mind does not. Having a strong sense of intuition is actually nothing to do with the paranormal or the supernatural. In fact, a lot of legitimate research, including studies by the US military and how intuition works, has helped us understand better how to strengthen intuitive thinking in ways that can result positively in our reality. And while you may have been shrugging off these intuitive nudges in the past, I think you're actually starting to open up to them, and you're walking in a direction that your intuition is leading you down. I feel like you have some very lofty goals here with the integrity card crowning the reading. Integrity can appear to us as personal integrity, professional integrity, artistic integrity, or intellectual integrity. But at the heart of all integrity is authenticity. Artistic integrity involves doing what you love because you love it, while professional integrity is practicing ethical and honest behavior in the business world. Intellectual integrity is living by the very same standards that you expect others to live by. And personal integrity is doing what we see is of good character nature. And while it's a great goal to have integrity in mind in your decisions in life, know that those with integrity are not perfect. They may be honorable, honest, and accepting of their imperfect state. So it's not necessary to strive for an impossible ideal, but instead, your goal should be endeavoring for the best person that you can be in all areas of your life. The Two of Water represents what's in your subconscious mind as you're dealing with this dilemma. It is representative of a desire for a relationship that has moved beyond infatuation and physical attraction, one that is built upon a foundation of deeper mutual love, respect, trust, and shared interests and values. It represents a desire for unification of two hearts and minds, not with the purpose of becoming whole or to complete one another, but with the intent to share, enrich, and enhance each other's lives. So there may be a strong desire here for forgiveness and reconciliation, particularly if a rift has developed between two lovers or friends. You might really have a strong subconscious desire to really let go of hurt and put aside anger, judgment, or blame. Your subconscious motives are inviting you to communicate, to forgive, and to apologize now. Advice for this situation is thought. Our thoughts create our reality. You see, we tend to think we are real, possessing a solid physical form. We may think of our world as what it is, but at the quantum level, research is actually suggesting that the world around us doesn't exist until we focus our attention upon it. If you think the table or chair in front of you is there, your senses and mind give it substance and form. So therefore, it is at a quantum level, the table doesn't exist until you focus your mind and attention upon it. What and how you think is a true reflection of you as you look at your reflection in the mirror. So likely you're being asked here to gain conscious control of your subconscious mind. Be cognizant of the thoughts that pass through, because they're shaping the reality around you. External influences, we have the Five of Air, as well as the Counselor. The Five of Air represents a conflict between what is real and what is believed. It addresses a need for honesty and the courage to let go of self-deception. Whereas the Counselor, or the 12 of Water, represents one who stands high, an elder, advisor, or wise man or woman who the king or queen calls upon to discuss their feelings regarding a situation or experience of concern. So while it is always helpful to reach out for the insights of those around us who can lend an empathetic ear and who can counsel us in what to do next, ultimately it is up to us and our own intuition to determine what is true for you. So while you may have many well-meaning people talking to you, giving you advice at this time, it may simply be time for you to remove the mask and do what's going to be most true for you. You may need to take a real hard look at some damaging thoughts and beliefs and address their source to give yourself an opportunity to heal. And while not every piece of advice and counsel will help guide you, it's important to take what resonates for your specific soul and to understand that advice and constructive criticism from others is not meant to limit or wound, but rather to help you heal and grow. The Five of Water is in the place of your greatest hopes and fears. It actually represents the fear, doubt, and hopelessness that can cloud your mind and give rise to confusion, misunderstanding, and anger. All too often, when we experience a moment of great hurt or loss, we can feel alone, as if nobody can possibly understand the depth of our anguish we are feeling. Whether it is the end of a marriage or a friendship, or the death of a loved one, or a battle with mental illness, we can sometimes find ourselves weighed down by pain and suffering, and blind to the beauty and love that actually surrounds us. Loss is something that happens to us all. However, it's important to remember that the fear of loss should not be what guides our actions. While we certainly need to show compassion, be empathetic and understanding, generous about our previous experiences, we should not allow them to define who we are in the present moment or who we wish to become. For the ultimate outcome, we have the Father. This card represents the father in the ideal form, a strong, confident man who, while not believing that the world revolves around him, is very much the center of power in his family unit. He represents the family's core strength and unity. He's the stillness within the storm, someone who is active in his role of provider, protector, teacher, and leader. The father is a decisive man of action. He teaches not only by instruction, but by example. He's a man of integrity and honesty, someone who keeps his promises and takes responsibility for his actions. He is a provider not just of financial security and sustenance, but also of order and discipline. He sets the rules within the family home, and they are not just rules that he sets for others, but rules that he follows for himself. Those rules are constants that provide safety and peace within the home, while still allowing all within its space to flourish. He is supportive and encouraging and also unafraid of play and laughter. He inspires curiosity and creativity in others. And above all else, he's interested and affectionate. When we see him in an outcome like this, it's time for us to understand what is within our control and what is not. For instance, you have control over your body, what you do with it, what you eat, whether you choose to exercise, or how much or how little sleep or play you get. You're also responsible for and able to control how you respond or react to a situation. You have control over how you spend your time and with whom you spend your time. You have control over the work you do, the number of hours that you work, and for whom you work. However, you do not have control over anything that is external to you. You don't have control over other people's thoughts, feelings, actions, or reactions. So it is important not to attempt to exert control over others. Avoid the impulse to dominate or bully or behave in a dictatorial manner. Allow others their autonomy and encourage independence. Remember, you're there to support and guide. The father in this position cautions us against kingship or dictatorship. Your role is that of a teacher. A teacher will need to use discipline at times, but their role is not one of control and domination. Teachers encourage those in their care, whether it be a child or adult. They encourage them to be curious, questioning, confident, loving, and compassionate. And for this to be accomplished, you must accept that they will offer a different opinion and embrace beliefs of their own, and ultimately follow their own path. Now, I hope this reading was helpful for you. If it was, please do consider liking the video. Please do subscribe to the channel. These are big helps to this channel's growth. And thank you so much for being here today. I do hope you'll stick around for this next reading right here. And I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.